What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including, is Vince McMahon starting something big to rival WWE? Could he return to WWE? He got violated on X. The real reason Alexa Bliss has not returned to WWE, Gunther's unlikely WrestleMania opponent, a sad update for AJ Styles, Nia Jax's S-bomb, and much more. Wait, we need to add some context to that last one. Anyway, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, as number 1, fantastic Fatal 4-Way. Now, as we'll see, Smackdown was all about heating up its undercard and title scene, including the WWE Women's Championship. The Fatal 4-Way match was an exciting bout that teased some tension between Bianca Belair and Naomi, with Belair accidentally striking tag team partner Naomi during the match. This created a worthy contender for Tiffany and Bayley, a wrestler Stratton hasn't defeated yet. Number 2, Roman wants his title back. Cody Rhodes has another target on his back as Paul Heyman congratulated Cody for the job he's done as undisputed champion, but did warn the American Nightmare that Roman is coming for him. Roman's quest for coming back for the title will begin at the Royal Rumble. Roman has now officially entered the Royal Rumble as an entrant, something he hasn't actually done since 2020. This promo was a reminder of the Shadow Roman cast over SmackDown, regardless of whether he's present or not. Number 3, Tiffany's no dummy. Tiffany Stratton's victory lap following a WWE Women's Championship win last week was well played, with the new champion revealing that she played everyone on the roster by acting like a clueless rookie. Stratton taunted her rivals, focusing on how Jax underestimated her. This led to a chaotic confrontation with the Blue Brand's top female stars and the former champion in a match to determine the new number 1 contender. Number 4, LA Knight gets his momentum. While LA Knight is never in a slump, how can you contain someone with that much energy and charisma? He has been in the background a bit too long for a megastar. So watching him interact with the Bloodline and nearly regain the United States title had to make his fans happy. While it's too early to take the title off Shinsuke, Knight needed to look like regaining the title is a possibility, or inevitable. Number 5, WWE is trying. How is Misha the undercard performer the WWE should be focusing on creating a new uppercard or main event talent? That's a matter of debate, but you can't fault the WWE for at least trying, with Misha getting some serious push of late and valuable TV time in her feud with Chelsea Green. Regardless of how the feud ends, WWE should continue the push to see how fans react and to let other talent know that they have a chance of breaking out rather than getting 3 months of TV time followed by a return to catering. Number 6, a night of wild brawls. Fans love to see WWE superstars slugging it out in impromptu brawls, and they saw plenty of these last night. While a less is more approach might seem better, history shows that fans can't get enough of impromptu chaos. And Smackdown uses all 3 hours. Smackdown took advantage of its extra hour this week, rather than last week, focusing extensively on the men's tag team division and giving the women's division some much needed time. The program had a noticeable structure, with one segment building up into another. Unlike last week's 3-hour show, this week didn't seem like it was full of filler. But that was a good what about the bad is number 1, Cody vs Owens is kinda dragging. And with the risk of repeating ourselves, we do feel that WWE did paint itself into a corner by booking Cody vs Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. As mentioned, while brawls are great, but WWE needs to do something to raise the heat every week. What is there left to do? Cody's been laid out twice now, and WWE hasn't created any new takes on pull-apart brawls between the two. Right now, the only thing left could be a tag team match, with not putting them on the same team, of course, as we don't want that can they coexist crap, or at the very least, let Cody be the guy to get one over on Owens before they allowed a match at the Royal Rumble. And we still got 3 weeks of this, right? Now, there was nothing downright ugly. Smackdown was a solid show, showing WWE can book a 3-hour Smackdown well and hopefully start elevating its undercard talent. This is the second episode where Smackdown has been 3 hours long, so what do you guys think of it? Should it revert back to 2 again? Or is the WWE at least trying? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. At first, we looked at Vince McMahon starting something big to rival WWE. At top of today's news is Vince McMahon's plans for 2025. Now, don't call it a comeback, but it looks like Vinnie Mac has already begun building his rumored entertainment endeavor. You may recall past stories that the former WWE Kingpin was looking to launch his own entertainment company, piggybacking off many contacts he's made over the years and relying on his decades of business experience. Now, the biggest obstacle did seem to be the Security and Exchange Commission's investigation into him, but now that has been settled, even though McMahon still owes the WWE, McMahon may be putting things into place. Some recent comments from WWE Hall of Famer Jim Ross suggest that McMahon's plans could materialize this year. Ross was asked on his Grill & JR podcast co-host Conrad Thompson what he's heard about McMahon. Have you heard anything about Vince? You and I talked about this once before, that maybe in 2025 he's going to make some sort of return to his chosen profession. Or is he, or does he need it? He don't need it financially, but I don't know. It's a never-ending story, Conrad. But the Podfather replied, he's bought a studio, he's building a roster, we'll see. Now, what exactly that could mean anything. It may not even be a promotion at all. It may just be a simple entertainment company. Let's just hope that they don't put John Laurinaitis in charge of the women's division. Next up, could Vince McMahon return to WWE? Now, is there any chance that WWE would ever bring Vince McMahon back? While McMahon has some major legal battles ahead, as he is still involved in the sex trafficking and ring boy allegations, it was discussed on the Wrestling Observer Radio, the Vince thing is really interesting. If it was me, I wouldn't bring him back, but I don't rule it out. Every time you think he's dead, he comes back. Now, they mused on the Wrestling Observer Radio that I don't think that they'll ever bring him back into a situation like that. It would be really hard to bring him back in any situation where he has to deal with women talent. I just don't think you can. Now, even if McMahon's legal battles end in his favor, the allegations surrounding him would cause too much bad publicity for TKO Holdings to ever bring him back. Right now, the bad publicity even surrounding Brock Lesnar makes it even impossible for him to return at this point. Next up, Vince gets violated. As some recent comments from Vince McMahon suggest, the embattled billionaire continues to live in his own world. However, that doesn't mean that people are giving him a pass, something recently seen on X after Vince released a statement about his settlement with the federal government. While we did cover McMahon's statement in breaking news yesterday, here's the excerpt that gives you an essence of the twisted take on things. In the end, there was never anything more to this than minor accounting errors with regard to some personal payments that I made several years ago while I was CEO of WWE. I'm thrilled that I can put all this behind me. However, Vince's post did get community noted and stated Vince McMahon settled with the SEC without admitting/denying its findings. This was exclusively about the hush money charges. Janelle Grant's civil suit will go forward and use these findings as evidence, according to her attorney. Yikes. As we noted in a recent news video, McMahon is facing a civil lawsuit filed regarding alleged abuse suffered by some of the WWE's underage staff, aka its ring boys, abuse it alleged that Vince and his wife Linda knew about but failed to act about. Next up, Gunther's unlikely WrestleMania opponent revealed. Who will Gunther face at WrestleMania? Fans have heard various names ranging from Goldberg to CM Punk. However, a new name is reportedly being considered, and one you might be surprised at: Logan Paul. According to PW Insider, Creative has thrown some ideas into the mix for Paul vs Gunther at this year's Showcase of the Immortals. A Gunther vs Paul match has a lot going for it, including Paul's celebrity status and the ability to get nuclear heat. However, is WrestleMania really the best venue, especially if Gunther is still world champion? This seems like something that should be reserved for maybe the Royal Rumble or even Elimination Chamber, not for WrestleMania. Next up, the real reason Alexa Bliss has not returned to WWE. Now, is Alexa Bliss's return on hold? A new rumor from Pro Wrestling Nexus has fueled reason about why Bliss has been gone from WWE for so long. While Bliss took time off for maternity leave, there have been rumors about her returning for months, with Little Miss Bliss fueling the rumor mill with endless social media teasers about her return. Bliss recently raised fans' eyebrows when she tweeted a picture of herself with a Lily doll. Dear God, let's hope it's not that again. However, a new tweet from PWN Reports has added to the mystery of Alexa's return. One of PW Nexus insiders were told by this source that creative plans for Alexa Bliss were put on hold due to contractual discussions. In no way did anyone state that she is not returning, only that her exact contract date ending was unknown at the moment, or if any time will be added due to maternity leave. While a contractual issue could explain her extended absence, it's also possible that WWE just could be waiting to maximize the impact of her return. Now, the last time we actually saw Bliss wrestle was on the Royal Rumble in 2023, and it has been 714 days since her return. Again, if WWE will want to bring her back in the best way, the Royal Rumble as a surprise return would still be the best idea. Next up is Malakai Black on his way to WWE. It's time for a quick update on Malakai Black, who rumor has it is on his way out of All Elite Wrestling or already gone. While nothing has been confirmed, PW Insider recently reported that Black is expected to be a free agent in February or March, and now there are rumors that he's expected to return to WWE. Would you guys like him to return? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a sad update on AJ Styles. As Styles has been out of action since he was injured during his match against Carmelo Hayes last October. When a fan asked the Phenomenal One how things were going, Styles replied, "I'll be honest, this injury is challenging." The Cage-Side Seats details Styles' Lisfranc injury and what it could mean for his career. An injury to the middle of the foot, Lisfranc injuries can involve broken bones and torn ligaments. It's ended the careers of a few high-profile athletes over the years. AJ didn't reveal specifics about his, but he did tell followers on Twitter that he was cooked as a result of the diagnosis. We're still sending our best wishes for AJ for a fast and full recovery. AJ was reportedly set to begin a retirement angle before his injury. Next up, Kurt Angle done with WWE. And was there any chance of Kurt Angle returning to WWE, either in a wrestling role or that of an on-screen character? Well, wrestling's Olympic hero set the record straight during an appearance on the Storytime with Dutch Mantel podcast, saying, "No, you know what, Dutch, I'm at a point in my life where I'm okay. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to prove who I was or anything to my legacy. I've had a pretty good damn career, and I'm proud of it." Now, it sounds like Kurt is done with wrestling in general, not just WWE. But it makes sense not only because he's done everything he's ever wanted in the ring, other than have a proper retirement match. There's no reason to put his body at risk given the many surgeries he's had over the last few years. And finally, Nia Jax's S-Bomb. Now, adding to some context, Nia Jax dropped the S-Bomb on Smackdown during a heated exchange of newly crowned WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany taunted Nia about how Jax underestimated her, allowing her to get close enough to cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase successfully. And Nia had a lot to say, however the fans' ears perked up when Nia called Stratton an ungrateful little shit. It'll be interesting to see if WWE actually censors this moment like they've been censoring things on Netflix of late with The Rock's promos. But there you have it, folks, our look at the Blue brand as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.